Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopal Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda 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 Radhe Gopal Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopal Radhe Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Jaya Nitai Gauranga Nitai Gauranga Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Jai Gaura Hare Bol. Haliva Pavana Harinama Sankirtan. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. Shri Radha Gopinath Dalita Vishaka ki. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Shri Shri Giridhari Gopal ki. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, would like to welcome all the devotees from IIT, and also there are devotees from VTA here. From last 2 days, seeing the Radheshyam Prabhuji's schedule, I am just remembering a verse from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Vidura is glorifying Maitreya Rishi. He is telling, Anugrahaya charanti nunam bhutani bhavyani janardanasya. So part of that verse. So out of compassion for the, those suffering souls, the great souls, they roam around this earth just for anugraha, out of, compassion for these devotees, and these suffering souls. So Prabhuji is here since yesterday. I'm seeing his schedule, and that is his schedule every day. Since yesterday, he came here at 12:30. 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30, directly came for our preachers meeting. Then there was online class. Then evening there was a prerna session. Then he led us into kirtan himself, enthused everyone by dancing. And then next day morning, today morning, he had a Bhagavatam class, then online GS class. There was a meeting in between, and then now and after that, I think there is something. And then 4 o'clock, we're just leaving for more activities. So this is amazing, Prabhuji. We are really greatly inspired by how you are leading your life and showing by your own example. I think Prabhuji's introduction, I don't have to give you, all of you know him. But very, very grateful for your time, Prabhuji. From bottom of our heart, let us express our gratitude by loudly chanting 3 times. Haribo! Haribo! Haribo!
Hare Krishna. So I heard that the IIT devotees have done the Spurti camp, and Roni Nandan Prabhu and Tamal Govind Prabhu told me that you all have been chanting many rounds. I am sure many of you are chanting, I think 8-10 rounds, I think, right? 8 and 16 rounds. Very good, very nice. So I had given a topic which is wisdom and willpower to make the right choices. This is a very important topic, especially for youths, because, in your lifespan, you will see that in your childhood, you are very dependent on your parents. Mother says, sit here, you sit there. Eat this. Don't go out. You don't go out. Up to the age of maybe 7 or 8 or 9, like that. You're totally dependent on the mother. After that, your father takes over, maybe 10, 11, 12, 13. Father takes you out also. You're a little grown up boy. You may, sometime father may take you to his business, or he gives you a little exposure to the outside world. At that time, you are mostly under the control of your father. Then after you come to 13, uh, you develop a desire to do something adventurous, something challenging, something new. And you also want freedom. And you just don't want to be every time being escorted by parents or being pushed by parents. Do this, don't do this. So psychologically, it is found that beyond 13, 14, children actually, they gather ideas from their peers, peer association, very little from the parents and teachers. So as you take guidance from your peers, here comes a very important point. Depends on what type of peers association you get. huh? So it can either take you up or take you down. Depends on the choice of your association. That's why this topic of choice is very important. We all are making moment after moment choice. Like for example, say after you finish your prasad, you get the burp also, and but you feel I can take one more chapati. You feel like should you take or not? You should not take, because if you put one more, it causes stomach problem. On the other hand, if you finished your breakfast, you wore your pants, shirt, everything, are ready to go to college, stomach is doing dub 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 dub. So you feel should I go to washroom or not? So should you go or not go? If you are doubtful what you should do, better go. Correct now? See now these are two opposite decisions. You see, should I eat one more chapati? You said no. But should I go to washroom or not? Yes, you should go. So that means one should exactly know what is the right decision for good health. Because toxic substances in the body called mala, they should be thrown out. You feel like passing urine, you should not hold it. You feel like passing stool, you should not hold it. You should release it. So for outgoing things, you should release them as quickly as possible. But ingoing things, you have to be very careful. Taking in things, because they are going to go into your system like additional chapati. Like you've just now finished prasad, somebody gave you Giriraj Son Babdi. That's now. You say, Prabhuji, devotee is lovingly giving. How can I say no? People take it. Okay, he is lovingly giving. You lovingly take it and keep it in your locker. You can take it later. But if you put it inside, is it the same keeping in locker versus putting inside? No. If you put it inside, it can cause you trouble more if you take. Correct now? So the choice of eating, what food you eat, and the choice of friendships, uh, and what kind of choices you make in career choices. You see, in global, this GPS, they have the GPS in the car. If you put a slightly wrong destination, it will take you somewhere else. You have an aeroplane, 1 degree it is deviated. Instead of landing in Israel, it will land in Moscow. You will see that. That means one wrong decision can completely change the direction of your life altogether. You will see that. And that too, which happens in a split second. For example, take the example of Ajamila. You all know Ajamila? Huh? Ajamila went to the forest. He was a good Brahman, cultured Brahman, trained in Vedic chanting and bowed down to parents and he used to bow down to God and everything. But when he went to forest, he saw a sight of some, low class woman and low class man embracing, kissing. It was he didn't intend to watch that. His intention was to pluck flowers and bring. But incidentally, he happened to see that. So at that time, he had two choices. One choice is close his eyes or run away from that place, go to his father and report what he saw. Father would have, I'm sure, taken him to some Vaishnava guru and given him mantra, chant mantra and destroy this impure sanskaras. His father could have taken him. But Did he come and report to his father? Report. On the contrary, he brought that prostitute to his home to make her a servant maid. Eventually, he threw his wife away and parents away. So one mistake he did in the forest, one wrong choice, and that changed the whole direction of his life. So much so that he was actually about to glide down to hell. Hmm? He was actually going in a upward direction by Brahminical culture. Now it took him in another direction. You can see that. On the contrary, how many of you heard Haridas Thakur sitting and chanting when prostitute came to him, correct now? So he made another choice that I will not indulge with her. Although she is very tempting, very good looking, but naturally Haridas Thakur was a man of high character. Character means what you are when no one is around you and no one is watching you. So when Haridas Thakur saw her, he understood that for my own Krishna consciousness, it's not good to indulge with her. I will lose my purity, sanctity, and I will lose the chance to attain Krishna's lotus feet. I'll be rotating in cyclic birth and death. Plus, what example am I setting for the other people of the world? If people will say you are a devotee of God, if you are doing this, then nobody should become devotee, they will say. Correct, no? So for all time to come, what impression am I going to give? So my standard is for my own good and for others' good also. So he decided that I will chant. So he took shelter of the chanting of the holy name very seriously, to such a degree that she got transformed into a devotee. That's a very amazing thing. So two personalities, Ajamila versus Haridas Thakur. You can see the choices they made. See, sometimes some students tell me that Prabhuji, all this topic is wonderful, but I am simply a product of my destiny. I have no free will, I have no choice, I am gone case. Some boys say like that. But if you carefully read the Bhagavad Gita, at the end of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Vimarishaitat asheshena yatechasi tata kuru. Krishna is telling. Sarvagukhyatamamboya shrunume paramam vachaka ishtosi me dridamiti idam bhakshyamite hitam. This he says later. Before that he says that, my dear Arjun, guhyat guhyatanam maya. I have given you the knowledge, topmost of the secrets I have given you. Now what you should do with this? Vimarshe, analyze it, he's saying. Asheshena, don't leave anything. Thoroughly, beginning to end, whatever he spoke to you. Analyze it, evaluate it. And then he says, Yata ichasi tathakuru. What is the meaning of that? Yata ichasi tathakuru. What's the meaning of that? Jaisi icha, vaise karo. As you desire. That means, is Krishna giving you freedom to choose or he is not giving you freedom? So you are not a puppet of destiny. You are a maker of destiny. This is the point. You all are carving your future. You are not programmed with the future. Future is in your hands. This should be remembered. Now, what is destiny? I will tell you. At the time of your birth, you got a face cut. Did you design your face cut? No. Did you choose your parents? No. Did you choose your IQ at the time of birth? No. So these are all fixed, given to you at the time of birth. But after getting these things, what you will do with these things, that is not programmed. That is in whose hands? Your hands. Like Nalakwar Manigrave. You all have heard about him. How many of you heard about Nalakwar Manigrave? Nalakwar Manigrave were sons of Kubera. Correct, no? They were sons of Kubera. They were rich kids. So they had a handsome body, wealthy family. But because they are rich kids, now also in Bombay city you find rich kids, they roam in cars in the night. They go to star hotels, they drink, smoke. So these fellows also went to Mantakiri Ganga with ladies, two Devis. So all four of them are nude. And they were enjoying Jalakrida in the water, drinking liquor. Narada Muni came and saw the situation and he cursed them to become trees in Vrindavan. Later on in Vakal Bandhan Leela, Krishna went between the two trees and the Vakal broke the two trees. From that came Nalakur Manigrave. At that time, they had transformed consciousness. But in the beginning, they had very polluted consciousness. They made wrong choice. See, you can have wealth, but you should not misuse it. Correct, no? But Nalakur Manigrave had wealth, they misused it. Like we have this Ambarish Prabhu in ISKCON. He used 500 crores to build our Mayapur TOVP temple. So wealth can be used in a very wonderful way. Wealth can be misused also. So one wrong turn in your life can take you down, or one right turn in your life can take you up. That is why the making of choices in your life, this is why what choice you are making is a very vital thing. So, but let us see how you make the choices, because life is made of choices and the choices decide your destiny. Correct? No? So, like in ABCD, between B and D, what do you have? Yeah, between birth and death, you have choices. Correct? No? That means from the birth up to death, every moment after moment after moment, you have choice. Like today, you chose to come here, isn't it? Despite the rains. But there may be people who prefer to go to some movie or somewhere, isn't it? So you will see that in our life, every moment you got an opportunity to make choices. So you can remember 3 A's. You can remember: association, activity, attitude. Huh? So if you go for good association, you will do good activities. By those good activities, you develop good attitude. Now, if you go for bad association, without your wanting, you will be forced to indulge in bad activities. And by those bad activities, one will degrade to bad attitudes. Correct, no? Gauranga Prabhu was telling in one lecture, uh, he used to go to this JJ Medical College. So he used to do a program there. So one time the exam results had come. One of the boy was a topper in the class. So his friends were calling him for one club program where they would have a discotheque kind of thing, disco dance they will do. They will eat meat, drink wine and all that. They called him. So his friends called him there. And our Hare Krishna devotees called him here to this program, because once or twice he had come to this program. So they called him here. So he was in two minds where to go here or to go there. The exam results have come and he was a topper. So he was thinking, let me go to the Hare Krishna class. So while he was deciding, one of his friends came and he said, क्या मिलता है तुमको उधर? You know, उधर खाना मिलता है तो हम भी खाना देते हैं. उधर और क्या मिलता है? They are just speaking knowledge. If you come here you will get girls also to dance with. Neither they said, you come here. So 3-4 of them dragged him and took him. So he went, he also drank, he danced with them. But he got a severe heart attack and died on the spot on that day. So Gauranga was telling, in those days people used to get heart attack after 50 or something. But now even somebody at the age of 25, 30 is getting nowadays. So he was telling, uh, even if he was destined to leave the body on that day, if he happened to come to the Hare Krishna class and then went to room and he got a chest pain, he passed away, he would have passed away with good vibrations. Correct, no? But now he is passing away in the midst of people drinking and smoking. So he is carving a bad future for himself. You understand, no? So that is why, because he chose bad association, therefore he did bad activities. And that bad activities, his consciousness must have become stooped down. Correct, no? But if you chose good association, see, the beauty of good association is how, once you have made that choice, rest of it takes care of itself. That's like a fastly moving train comes to a station. Once you board the train, you don't have to run inside the train. Train will take you. The fast train will take you fastly. Correct, no? All you need to do is to board the train. Similarly, good association. Along with good association, many good activities come. Like, for example, rising in the morning, chanting, and hearing the classes, you know, and respecting devotees, speaking pure words, not giving gali, and eating pure foods. Correct, no? And clean culture you get when you come in the association of devotees. On the contrary, you will see that the Karna got into bad association with Duryodhana. Even unwantingly, he had to tolerate so much. One time, Karna told Shakuni, why you guys are planning to do gambling? If you really hate the Pandavas, let us have a war. He said, Arjuna and me, Dushasana, we all will be on one side and Pandavas can be other side. Let us have a war and then decide who will get the kingdom. Shakuni laughed and said, Karna, you don't know who are the Pandavas. You won't be able to win them. There's only one way we can win them, by gambling. But he didn't like it. Who? Karna. But he was forced to be on their side, because once you choose a bad association, despite you are not liking, you'll have to oblige to many things, which you may not even like also. That's the way the uh, association, activity, attitude. So the every moment you make choice, and the choice is carving your destiny, good or bad future. So I'll show you notes now. You can see especially the highlighted portion. This is the verse I was telling you. Iti te jnanamakyatam guhyad guhyataram maya vimrishaitadasheshena yatechasi tatha kuru. Arjuna, thus I have explained to you knowledge still more confidential. Deliberate on this fully. Then do what you wish to do. That's what I was telling you. So you are not a puppet of destiny. You choose your karma. Correct, no? So life is a matter of choices. Every choice you make makes you. One fellow says that. First you make choices, and then choice makes your personality. After that, choices mold you after that. So now there are two words given here: wisdom and willpower. See, where do you get the wisdom from? From the scriptures, like Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. They give you a clear vision. So wisdom, the scriptures emphasize one thing very much, which is called Dharma. They say there is a dharmic lifestyle, adharmic lifestyle. Now some boys argue, objectively speaking, there is nothing like bad. You are calling as bad activity from a religious point of view, but we don't call it bad. You guys don't like smoking, drinking. If you don't like it, don't do it, but don't say it is bad. Because we like it, we do it, we are enjoying it. You don't know what is enjoyment. Like one boy I saw, he was taking cigarette, he was sucking in and leaving it through the nose. My Lord, it's like a train engine you've seen in the top. I was shocked. And I am sitting little ahead of him. I am coughing like anything. I can't take it. I am a passive smoker. I am suffering so much. Active smoker, how will he suffer? Isn't it? So he used to argue that he is enjoying, but I am not able to enjoy, he was telling. But later on, I thought, let me objectively consider this. What activity is a bad activity objectively? Let us see. According to Shastras, bad activity is that activity which is detrimental to your body, mind, and soul, which damages your body, mind, soul. That is called as a bad activity. For example, you take smoking, it causes some, cancer, lung cancer. Liquor causes some liver cirrhosis. Illicit sex causes some 25 sexually transmitted diseases, many syphilis, gonorrhea, many diseases like AIDS, like that. Similarly, tobacco, you chew it, it causes ulcer in the mouth, correct, no? So, when Shastra say that there are 4 sinful activities, abhyartidas tada tasmai sthanani kalaye dadau dyutam panam striya sona, these 4 are mentioned. Yatra adharmas chaturvidaha, these 4 activities, they are all adharmic activities. They say no illicit sex, one should give up illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, correct, no? So, these 4 activities produce 5 type of troubles for you in life. I have spoken it in some of the camps. Any of you heard that? Those of you who heard it, how many of you heard it? I will ask you to recollect it. Who heard it? 1, 2 of them I heard it. Yeah. You want the mic? You have another mic? Give them the mic. Let us see how much they can recollect that point. You can tell us the 5 disadvantages of the 4 sinful activities.
So first one is expensive.
First one is no sinful activity comes free of cost. Correct? It's expensive. You have to spend money for that. Okay?
And
You
after
can give
that,
him, then alternately can go. Second one, you remember? Yeah. Okay, you remember the second one?
yes,
What is it?
time waste.
Time waste is not that serious problem. Time also gets wasted, it's true. But one more thing, second one I had said, what type of pain, what type of disadvantage it produces? Yes?
Health issues.
Health issues, suffering. Like for example, Somebody is smoking, you will see him coughing. You've seen that. That's why they say there are 3 advantages of smoking. They say, what is it? One advantage is no thief will come to your house. Why? Because you'll be coughing always. Like that. Huh? Like that. So what the other advantage they say? You know that? You heard about that? Huh? Huh? You'll never become old. Why? Because you'll die before that. The second one, what's the third one? No dog? Why dog will not come here? There's a reason for that. What is that? You have to hold a stick. Therefore, dog cannot come. Dog is afraid of your stick. Like that they say. so, so that's a second thing is, all these activities produce suffering. Like I've seen my college friends after drinking after the exam is over. When they drink, one boy was catching his liver and screaming. He was practically half body was in the gutter. So he was telling, when I pulled him out of the gutter, I asked him, why did you drink so much that you are suffering? He said, who said I am suffering? He was arguing with me. Again he was saying. So his ego made him argue with me, but he was suffering actually. This is second thing. First thing is spend money. Second thing is bodily suffering. Correct, no? Yeah. Third thing, you remember?
I think you go to doctor.
Doctor's bill. Because to get rid of suffering, you have to go to doctor. Will doctor lovingly give you free treatment? No. No. He will lovingly empty your pocket. You have to pay money, doctor's bill. Fourth one?
Police.
Correct. Police involvement. Most of the sinful activities involve police. Like for example, if you drink and drive, there is police involvement. You know one true story, you heard it? In Pune, in those days there was PSCT in Bharati Vidyapith. Only 2 colleges were there in that main road. So some boys and girls after the exam, 3 boys, 3 girls, they boarded a car and the boy was racing the car on the road and the girls would scream in the car. Police stopped and they thought these boys are kidnapping girls, they thought. They stopped the car and said, hey, who are you? And then the girls told the police, no, we are all classmates only. We are just going to Lonavala for fun. And the police let them go. Because when you are a young boy, you have a desire to show off to girls also. Just see, how powerfully I drive, how fastly I drive. Like, in my college days in Madras, one boy came out of the college, evening he would come in his bike with his Enfield bike, like that. He would go so fast. So there was a lorry standing outside the college. He went under the lorry. He went. Of course, lorry was not moving, so he was saved. But he got hit. He was admitted with a lot of stitches in the body. But he was certainly impressing a few girls on the way while going fast. But for impressing them, he had to be admitted in hospital for some time. Similarly, this boy was driving, and then when they were going to the ghats, already they were about to reach the destination. Within another 15 minutes, they started drinking. Some of the boys and the girls. And the driving boy said, hey, you guys are enjoying? I can't enjoy. Give me one bottle. They said, no, you should not drink now. You drink later. He said, little bit I'll take, he said. But he drank half the bottle and he lost control. Guess what? They toppled down the ghats. It came in 1996 in the paper also. Almost 5-6 students all died actually. So, if you drink and drive, it is deadly. Actually, in youth, you don't know what type of dangerous adventures to get into and not damage yourself. People just don't know, correct? No? So, police involvement comes. If somebody is indulging in illicit sex, some shooting will happen, murder will happen, police involvement will come, correct? No? In this, imagine a college going boy is keeping in touch with a married woman secretly, promiscuous relationship. Husband comes to know, you'll shoot. You have seen in papers, it happens. Yeah. A dissatisfied woman, she's not happy with the husband, she keeps touch with the college boy. Then college boy will be shot by the husband. Then police involvement immediately. So illicit sex, all these things. In gambling also, cheating, looting, all beating, all happens. So that's the fourth thing. Fourth thing is police. And fifth thing, you remember?
I think after death.
After that, the Yamadutas.
Yes.
That's the last thing. If somebody doesn't believe Yamadutas exist, they can wait and watch. They'll get to see after death. So, but on the other hand, if you see devotional service, The very first thing, for devotion service, what all you need? You need tilak. Is tilak costly? Is bead bag costly? Most of the ISKCON temples, if a young boy goes and says, I want to chant, they'll give you a free bead bag also. Free japa beads. Free copy of Bhagavad Gita also they'll give you. So we say A, B, C, D, E, correct now? A for association, weekly program, we don't charge for the weekly program. B, Bhagavad Gita as it is, you get a free copy. C, chanting, you get it free. Devotional diet, free prasadam, correct now? And you want to do some seva, engagement in seva, that is also free. So number one point is, a devotee of the Lord can save money because he has no sinful activities. So all that money is saved. And for performing devotional activity, he doesn't have to spend any money. Correct, no? The second thing, that fellow consumes sinful products and he suffers, whereas devotee engages in blissful products and enjoys bliss. Correct, no? Susukam kartum avya. Eternally you are blissfully engaged in devotion service. Correct, no? You eat prasad, you feel blissful. Correct, no? Yeah. You come in association, chant and dance, you feel blissful. So the second thing. Third thing, they go to doctor, we go to guru. And doctor gives them bitter pills to eat, and guru gives us chanting to do. Guru gives us spiritual medicine, and they get material medicine. And they get police and finally Yamadutas. We get devotees and finally Vishnudutas. And they go down to hell, we go to Goloka, Buloka to Goloka. So this takes you up, that takes you. You understand the difference? So, but the point is very important, the choice. So if you go, this is the advantage of going through the scriptures, because scriptures are given by God himself. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. So therefore God's word is always, aligned with dharma, because dharma is what he speaks. And dharma has innumerable meanings. One of the meanings also is, but dharma is actually the duty or occupation of the soul to God. That is ultimate dharma. But dharma is such a thing that for all living entities, it will bring about all-round well-being, body, mind, soul. Dharma actually is prescribed by Lord in such a way that no living being will be injured. No living being will suffer by aligning with the dharma given by the Lord. That is actually the wisdom. Clear vision based on scriptures. Like you see, Arjuna chose to hear Bhagavad Gita, Parikshit chose to hear Bhagavatam. So they both got the right wisdom. And the wisdom is like the compass. When you have the compass, like you are in the middle of Atlantic. If you have a compass, you can reach the shores. Correct, no? So the Shastras are like a GPS. It gives you direction. As soon as you sit in the car, first you put the GPS, correct? You mark the destination, then it will give you direction. So then you can reach the destination. That's why we call it GPS is Guru Parampara system, we call it. Correct, no? That gives you that direction and destination. And what is willpower? Willpower is the spiritual strength to act on that wisdom, despite temptation. So that is willpower. That means first you cultivate wisdom, then you make the right choices, and with willpower, you act on that wisdom. Why am I telling you this? Sometimes you know what is right, but people are not able to do what is right because they lack willpower. Correct now? So some people don't even know what is right also. So therefore, know the right, choose the right, discipline the right. Repeat it. Yeah. So know the right is from Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, scriptures. And choose the right is willpower, which will come by chanting. By chanting Hare Krishna, you develop patience, tolerance, willpower, increase that. And discipline the right is possible by living in good association. Now, in case you know the right by hearing the weekly classes, many of you have been coming for weekly classes, and you also choose the right, this is the right type of life, you choose it. But if your ambience is not favorable, you will not be able to preserve or protect the choice you have made for a prolonged period of time. I know boys in India who are doing Sandhya Vandan 3 times a day, Brahmana boys. But when they went to America, they became so degraded that they even came to the point of even eating beef also. And what to speak of that? Even roaming with girls there in America, marrying American girls. There was one boy from South India, comes from a very good family, Brahmana family, doing Sandhyavandan 3 times a day. But then when he went to America, he got into bad company in the college. He saw one Chinese girl, and he became attracted to her. So he called her and said, "You come to my room. I will teach you how to make muffin. You know muffin? Muffin is a cake." She also came. He taught her how to make muffin. Uh, and in the course of teaching, he was always thinking she has very thin fingers, looking very attractive. He was very attracted to her fair color and everything. So when she came to his room, he proposed to her, you know, can I embrace you? Can I kiss you? And he started like that and got into bad relationship up to the point of intercourse. He got completely polluted. So later on, he wrote to his friends that although I come from a pure family, uh, when I proposed this girl, she also agreed, and we both fell down together. So they said, "My Lord, you've done a very bad thing." They said, "Nowadays we are going to one class here. Hare Krishna devotees are taking one class. We came to know that what you are doing is called as illicit sex." So he was not even aware of that. They said, "We will consult." So they asked the preacher, and then they wrote a mail to me. That mail came to me. Prabhuji, our friend has become fallen down. So he is asking what to do now. Then they told him to write to me with anonymous name. So he wrote to me. And in response, I wrote to him, "See, you are born in a very good family. Your parents are good people. They have been practicing religious, dharmic lifestyle. They gave you, Brahman sacred thread. 3 times a day you are doing Sandhyavandan." Then I told him the Ajamil story. Briefly explained to him. So your situation is very similar to Ajamil. So immediately take the bead bag, I told him. Chant the holy name. And then he said, "Prabhu, when I called her to my room and got close to her, is it not her dharma also that she should not have cooperated with me?" I said, "But Shastras, what they say, see, that woman has no training in dharma. She comes from a Bogabhomi, from a country where she has no training. And she will sleep with any boy. So she has no culture. But you are a man who is cultured. So it is you who must have told her, even if she proposed to you, you should have refused. Correct, no? Because you are coming from, uh, actually, one who is not ignorant but knowledgeable, he is considered more responsible. You all agree? Correct, no? So you should have educated her. On the contrary, you dragged her into sinful life. So for her falling down, for that also you are responsible. For your falling plus her falling also. Because she didn't come to you, but you called her. So you fell from the position. It's very. So I said, you have a thick, big baggage of blackish, sinful baggage on your back, rolling behind you. It is chasing you, but if you have to delete it, you have to chant the holy name. Get into the chanting of the holy name with repentant mood. And never ever do this again. Go back to this type of life. So now, why am I telling you this? This boy had the knowledge, but he didn't have the willpower to say no to Maya's allurement. Correct, no? Because he was not chanting. Chanting gives determination. Correct, no? Chanting actually gives you the strength to say no. But let us assume somebody is studying Gita Bhagavatam, somebody is chanting also. But if he goes to a country like America, for example, and is living alone, going here, going there, because of lack of bad association, the discipline may not be present. What is discipline? Day after day, month after month, year after year, that is discipline. Then only you become strong, correct, no? Otherwise, like our Shamanand Poo used to say here, if you put a bucket under the tap, the night, one drop is falling in the bucket, correct, no? Either you heard the song, correct, no? See like that. Every half an hour you go and see, it will be only this much water. Correct, no? It's only one drop is coming. So he used to say, in the night, if you see, it will be saying, tapak, tapak. But early morning, you get up and go to bathroom, dubug, dubug, sound will come. Because it is overflowing. Correct, no? Bhakti is like that. Every day we invest in chanting, reading, hearing, associating with devotees, living in a very safe and pure environment. Then over the years, bhakti builds up. Then the discipline will become natural for you after some time. But the discipline is possible only when we get good association. That's why I told you third one. So know the right, choose the right, discipline the right. So for know the right, what do you need? Scriptures like Gita Bhagavatam. And to choose the right, chanting, willpower you need to choose the right. After knowing the right, you need willpower to choose the right. And to discipline means regularly, always choose the right again and again and again. For that we need association. Sangha of devotees, correct, no? See, life is a GPS. Wisdom gives the map. Willpower keeps you on the route. You keep going like that. Okay. See, here I mentioned this. Why choices matter? You input a destination into GPS, but one wrong turn in the airport, my Lord, it delays the whole trip. Anybody had that experience? Like when you go for Indigo, they will ask you, there is one road which is for international, correct, no? There is one for domestic. In domestic also they have A lane and B lane and all, correct, no? Instead of going in A lane, you went to B lane. You have to go all the way around, go behind everywhere, go practically out to the airport and come again. And you will lose about 10-15 minutes and you may miss the flight also. So one has to be, that's why the one wrong turn also should not be taken. One has to be very careful. So you should think before entering the lane. Once you get in the lane, you can't escape it after that. So therefore, your choices in making friends, career, relationship, daily routines. Just now I met a father with his two twin daughters. Just now they came. They're going to US. Mother and father had come now. They were asking, Prabhu, they both are asking how they will survive in America, in a foreign land. When they go to the college, it's all materialistic environment. Here they have grown as devotee children. I told them a very simple formula. As soon as you go to the college classroom, look at all the people for a week and identify two very good friends amongst them. At least 10-15% of the classroom is pious. You agree? 10-20% at least? How many of you agree? At least 10-20%. Correct. You will see that. Amongst them, pick up a friend. Similarly, those are academically astute along with being pious. Pick up one more friend and put these two friends on either side of you. Like we have Jai Vijay at the door of Vaikuntha. Like the two people you put on either side of you, then you don't have to worry about bad association. One person will keep on telling you about academics, another person will keep on telling you about God. That's what I did in my college days. So you'll be safe and protected. So you can avoid the bad association throughout your college, because we all cannot make too many friends. We have limited friends. So you should design your friends, not by default make friendship. You understand the difference between design and default? Default means you just go to the class and whoever comes in your way, you make friendship with them. Later on you find their nature is different, your nature is different. They like smoking, drinking, and you like to be pure. It will be difficult for you. Like the foolish monkey made friendship with the crocodile. By default he made friendship. Is it not true? On the other hand, Vibhishan, he chose to make friendship with Vanaras and be with Rama. So you should go by design or default. In everything you do in life, always go by design. Don't go by default. Anything. In your academics also. Default person is such a student, he whiles away the summer vacation, watching movies, playing games, like that. When college starts also, but he goes to the default, he flows with the wind. All boys are playing, I will also play. By default, he like a leaf fallen in a river, he's just carried here, there, everywhere. Suddenly, when the examination comes, that is the time he begins to think about, oh, now I enjoyed with them, now what's going to happen to me? But designing means you design how my day will go today, how my week will go, how my this year will go. If I'm going to complete my education, what I will do further to keep my character pure. I should go to this Hare Krishna classes, and then I learn good things. Similarly, I will chant. So you have to design everything in your life. Like I design my whole calendar for the year. 1 year in advance I design. So in this way, design your friends, design your career. Like one boy was going for MBA. I asked him, what are you planning to take in MBA? He said, HR. He said, so what made you choose HR? He said, Roji, HR is 9 to 5 job. He said, huh? Whereas if you are in finance or if you are in marketing, then marketing people, you don't know when is night, when is day. Huh? You go travel everywhere, all around the world. And if I'm a devotee, if I take marketing, I can't just hop and jump from city to city because I have to get prasadam and everything. So he joined HR. Now he went to a position where, big position now, where he works with the 200, 300 HRs of various companies. Yeah? So the advantage of human resources is you can also do some seminars in the company and you get in touch with people and you can bring them to Krishna consciousness also. In this way, that means he is designing his career. Correct, no? Yeah, he's designing his career. Yeah. One boy in recently LLB, LLM is studying. He's a topper. But after finishing LLM, he went for practice to the court and he understood it is full of lies. If you have to be a good lawyer, you have to be a liar also. Huh? So he was telling, my Lord, I get a lot of money in handling court cases. But, being a devotee, your conscience will not allow you to fight for a case where people are cheating. So he came and asked me, Prabhuji, I have gone into this line, now I don't know how to get out and I can't do anything alternative. I just gave a simple solution to him. Why didn't you try teaching in law college? It was like a lightning for him, really. Really, Prabhuji, brilliant idea. So because he was a topper, very easily got into teaching. Now he's become a teacher in law college. Now he's very happy. Prabhuji, teaching is like Brahminical profession. You don't have to tell any lies. You can just truthfully teach whatever is there in the books. So that means you have to design your career in such a way that it will not involve very sinful activities. Correct, no? Tomorrow, if you get an opportunity to take a job, uh, like one computer programmer was told by his boss that, see, you are already doing very well. I have an additional project I can give you. If you do this year, I can give you, 3 more lakhs for that. What is it? He asked. It is a very huge slaughterhouse for which they want a program for the cutting of the cows and other animals and all. So he came and asked me, which it's a big team of devotees will be working on that. So, the boss was recommending. Of course, he said, I don't want to do this, but I want to politely tell the boss so that he doesn't feel bad. Then I told, you can tell the boss it goes against your principles. Of course, when he told the boss said, okay, if you don't want to do, we can give it to somebody else, he said. So here is an example of how he chose to, forego the money. 3 lakh he would have got. That program is not very difficult for him to write. But he was ready to forego the money due to ethical considerations. Correct, no? In this way, career choices, friends choices, and the relationship. Like one devotee boy was asking a question, Prabhu, my friends are all having a live-in relation with some girls. So they are asking why I don't have a girlfriend. I'm feeling a little uneasy, Prabhu. He said, everybody has a girlfriend and I don't have a girlfriend. I said, you should not feel uneasy, they should feel uneasy. Because you are walking the path of Dharma and they are walking the path of Adharma. No, Prabhuji, they are saying the country's laws don't prohibit a boy and girl staying together. I said, you see, many times the country's laws don't have any awareness of the God's laws. Correct, no? See, a country's law may allow you to abort a child, but does God's law allow it? No, isn't it? So the lawmaker and the lawbreaker of God, like those country people who make the so-called bogus law, and the people who are also breaking the laws, they all will go to hell actually. So I told him that when you are in the college, your focus should be academics and spirituality. After you finish, when you are doing a job, 26, 28, you go for married life. That time you can marry, it's perfectly fine. I said, any boy or girl who choose a fiancé in advance without telling parents, they are actually fooling themselves. I'll tell you why. Parents mostly don't agree for their choice. Because parents have 2 dozen considerations. They will see the economic status, they will see the fair or black, they will see how much money they are making, and they will see the which language they speak. So many considerations they have. But when it comes to love, boys, girls, they don't consider any of these factors. Do they consider? Yeah. Like we say, love at first sight. They say, no? You look at anybody and you go for it. So, but later on, when the marriage is broken, you heard the recent story. One man, one handsome man, he got married to a girl. She said, "Let us go for honeymoon to uh, one place." They went to which is that? Huh? Meghalaya. That she pushed him, correct? No? What was his name? That fellow? She pushed him from the mountain. He fell down and died. And the police had a suspicion that he would not have slipped and fallen, because there's a very, very protective thing is there in the top. But they followed her up with all the WhatsApp messages, chat, calls, and everything. They have this called data record, CDR, and all they have. Found out that she was already having an affair with the boy. She wanted to marry a boy, but parents didn't allow her. So the parents arranged her to marry another boy, whom she married because parents forced her. Now, after just 3 months, 6 months or so, she decided that I will tell the parents that this fellow died. So what to do? Therefore, I am marrying my previous boy. That kind of thing. She cooked up a story, and she can you imagine poor bechara man. What did he do? Because he trusted her. Will any husband think wife will push him? Just think about it. These are all happening nowadays. That means even husband has to be careful with wife also, it seems. What background record with which she comes, we don't know. Such a dangerous world we are living in. That's it. So, in this way, the living relationship is nowadays ruining the stable Indian families. See, Indian culture, if you see, a husband, wife, say 2 children, and husband's mother, father. This is like one unit. It is a self-sufficient unit, and they will not depend on government. That whole family takes care of itself like individual units. 150 crore population of India is very secure and stable within their own family culture. That is India. But in America, it's not like that. America, one American boy wanted to join full time. I asked him, "What about permission from your parents?" He said, "Parents, Prabhu? My father had more than a dozen partners changed." He said, "Mother also, father also. In our home, there are already 10, 12 sons and daughters, all from different parents." He said, once anybody becomes 13 in our family, they'll catch us by the neck and push us outside. Get lost. Now you stand on your own leg. They won't be able to take care of us. He said, so they don't have a stable family. But in India, you can see. Therefore, the choice of leading a clean life is in your hands. Correct, no? Why? Because if you lead a clean life, you have a bright future. Otherwise, living relation is not much different from Kutabili business. The same thing. In this way, life choices, daily routines, and all those things. You see. See, Arjuna was in dilemma, but he didn't make his own decision. He didn't act impulsively. He surrendered to Krishna, you see, and he made the wisest choice because Krishna gave him direction. So these 2 examples I told you, Ajamil versus Haridas Thakur. So who do I resonate more with Ajamil or with Haridas Thakur? We should see that. And why? So if my heart is resonating more with Ajamil, thinking that I give in to my lower nature always, it is very easy for us to give in to lower nature, but we will have to lament later. Correct, no? But to stick to the higher nature requires some amount of, sincerity, good character, and all that. But if you stick to the higher nature, the future is very bright for you. So here are the points. You see, choose based on long-term impact, not short-term pleasure. See, if I show you a 500 rupee note and a chocolate in one hand, which one will you choose? Chocolate or the 500 rupee note? It's a chocolate. So there are many children, all the children in the hall where I was giving lecture, everybody said, what will I choose? Chocolate. I said, uncle, uncle, I want a chocolate. Huh? Yeah, everybody. Huh? But when you see the 500 rupee note, there are 500 chocolates in it, correct? No? All you need is a little patience, correct? So that's why this is actually called Shreyas. This is Prayas. Prayas is short-term pleasure. Shreyas is long-term pleasure. So then how will you choose the 500 rupee note instead of the chocolate? For that you have to sharpen your spiritual wisdom to make the right choices. Like
Let's talk about self-management. Self-management has several and many concepts associated with it. We're also going to talk about it in terms of marshmallows, stop signs, squeeze children's ability to delay gratification. So he conducted a groundbreaking self-management experiment. He and his researchers took preschool kids and sat them in a room in front of a marshmallow or other treat. The researcher would say, "I'm going to leave for 15 minutes. If you would like to eat the marshmallow, then eat it. If you can wait until I come back, I'll give you a second one and you can eat them both." That's it. That was the whole experiment.
Down, they won't get second one. Those who wait for 15 minutes, they'll get one more.
Michelle found that despite their best efforts, 2/3 of the kids ate the marshmallow before the researcher came back. In the years since then, the experiment has been copied many times with kids from different communities, ethnicities, and backgrounds in a range of countries all over the world. Typically, 2/3 of the kids eat the marshmallow. Here's where the results of Michelle's experiment get really interesting. After running the experiment a bunch of times in California, his team tracked down all the marshmallow test kits they could find 10 years later, and 20 years, and 30, and 40, and they found some startling results. The kids who were able to wait for the second treat scored better on the SATs, once you control for IQ, were rated as more academically and socially competent by their parents, and had a greater ability to plan, handle stress, and concentrate without becoming distracted, even decades later. There has been a bunch of research that builds on or extends these findings. One larger, more comprehensive study followed 1,000 children born in the early 70s. Ratings on self-management between the ages of 4 and 11 correlate. All these results lead to one big question. What does this mean for the kids who ate the first marshmallow? For that matter, what does it mean for the kids who don't have self-management between the ages of 4 and 11? Does this mean if the child hasn't developed the right self-management skills early, her whole life path is much worse? Here's what Walter Mischel says about this exact issue.
We're talking about correlations that are significant. We're not talking about a destiny for an individual. So I want to be very clear that a branding would be completely missing the point, particularly since the most exciting findings about the marshmallow experiments are the ease with which it is possible to change an individual's ability to delay gratification.
And there are ways to do that.
There are very straightforward ways to do it that connect with how the brain works. The interpretation to be taken from the findings is that this is an enormously important skill. It has predictive qualities. It has protective effects, but it is teachable. It is changeable.
In fact, Michelle showed that self-management could be taught in an experiment similar to the marshmallow test. In this version, researchers gave the kids helpful ideas before the test. They said, imagine the marshmallow is actually a flat picture, or a cloud, or there is a bug crawling on it. Suddenly, the kids could wait far longer. So there are strategies and techniques you can give kids to help them nurture and grow their self-management muscles, many of which can help students in longer-lasting, more profound ways. These strategies extend beyond envisioning a situation differently. They involve teaching kids to avoid certain situations, modify their surroundings to reduce distractions, manage their emotions.
For example, we should regularly in the colleges show the students about what are the chemicals present in the cigarette, uh, and show videos of those who smoked the cigarette and who got lung cancer and they vomited blood and they died. Show that. And similarly, show those who have indulged in illicit sex, how are they suffering. So when you show these things in videos, many of them don't do that. So when that is like showing that if a marshmallow has an ant, nobody will want to eat it right now. So he says that by why they should avoid certain things when you teach them or modify their approach means like some of the kids what they did later on is showing
Proactively shift their attention is this. A student who fidgets constantly and can't focus in the classroom. This could be any kid, at any age, at any ability level. What adults normally do is see this behavior and tell the student to stop. Stop messing around, you have to do your homework. Stop fidgeting. Or like in Michelle's experiment, don't eat the marshmallow. Now, when you do that, you're basically telling the child you have to stop and you have to figure out how to do it. You've just put it all on the child. And the problem is, maybe the child doesn't know how. For whatever reason, they never learned this particular self-management skill. Saying stop doesn't fix that. So what if rather than saying stop, you say, instead of what you're doing now, which isn't working too well, why don't you do this? For that kid who is fidgeting all the time, what if you give him a squeezy ball and say, squeeze this ball as much as you want because you need to do something with your hands and that will make it easier for you to pay attention in class. Instead of just saying stop or no, you're saying, here's a strategy to try. One of the findings of the original marshmallow test is that it's primarily a test of whether a child has learned particular self-management strategies. Kids who stare at the marshmallow and simply try their hardest not to eat it, well, they pretty much always eat it. The kids who have a strategy to shift their attention by singing a song, walking around, putting their forehead on the table, covering their eyes, or any number of things are best able to wait for the second marshmallow.
You understood, no? So this is the point. What he's saying, you have to shift your attention away from the marshmallow. So now for all of us, there are so many sense subjects around in the world. Dhanam, Janam, Sundarim, all these things. So if you withdraw your attention away from them, not simply closing the eyes, but by having some higher engagement. Like for example, in ISKCON society, we have chanting, we have morning program, we have japa, we have hearing the class, we have seva, we have Harinam Sankirtan outdoor, we have spiritual picnics. And in this way, we have also camps. But these alternative activities which keep ourselves preoccupied in a very purifying way. So they can very easily help us do away with sense gratification. Is that clear, this point? Yeah. So choose on long-term impact, not short-term pleasure. Cultivate satsanga to sharpen your spiritual wisdom. Chant with focus to increase willpower. Okay. Yeah. See, this is a very important point. A moment's decision can change your entire life's direction. Chanakya says, a moment's decision. And like I was telling you about that boy who went to that disco dance or whatever. Correct? Now I told you about that. Have you heard the interesting story of Ratan Tata? See, in 1999, Ratan Tata was about to sell his company, Tata company. So he was looking for a customer. At the time, Ford was also thinking of buying. The Ford people made a comment to Ratan Tata that, see, you guys don't know how to make a car. Unnecessarily invested so much money and your company is running on losses. Anyway, we can buy your company out. We are ready, they were saying. But Ratan Tata got a little unhappy when he heard that. He told them, okay, I'm not selling my company. He told them, he made a decision. I'll make it a success. This is 1999. And by 2009, he developed his company to such a degree that he bought the Jaguar unit from Ford. He bought it. He bought it out. That was like the plate completely turned around. One decision he made. That's why one moment's decision you make can change your entire life's direction. You can see that. So many times what happens, both these things, they present themselves. Maya also presents to you, Krishna presents to you, both are inviting you, please come here, come here. And then the decision you make is going to decide your direction. Yeah. So wisdom means ability to see long-term consequences, not just instant gratification. This is the thing. Shastras repeatedly say this point. If you are a spiritualist, you should be able to see the long-term consequences. That's why I told you chocolate and 500 rupee note, I was telling you. Asura, you know the meaning of the word Asura? Asura means instant. Ra means Raman. He wants what enjoyment? Instant pleasure. He cannot understand what is good, what is bad. There are many things which, sometimes we see that brahmacharis eat in the early morning and then morning and they eat in the evening. So I had once mentioned that please keep some kurumara or something in the ashram always available. This puffed rice. So in one corner we had kept a sack full of puffed rice. Puffed rice we had put this red chili and turmeric and jeera, nicely fried. You have eaten that? Right now. Very tasty, right? Along with salt and everything. So we had kept. So daytime if devotees are a little hungry, they can take one palm full. That was the idea. But then some people whose tongue is not controlled, what do? You take a plate and like this. You take full mountain up. Eating. Then evening they don't come for prasad. Then it goes and gets stuck in the belly. If you eat too much, then you can't, you will have constipation problem. Correct, no? So, but therefore one should know that the long-term effect of eating such things. Can you eat a plate full of frams? Frams is very tasty, but you need rice, salt, sabji, chapati, correct, no? Little frams is all right. But if you're, so therefore, one should see, if I do something, what is the long-term consequence? That one should see. And willpower means the inner strength to say no to wrong and yes to right, even when it is hard. So there are many examples here, but I want to take some. So he has given some bullet points here. How do you cultivate wisdom and willpower? Daily wisdom intake, read Prabhupada's books. Association, choose friends who strengthen your higher self. Sangha helps you to follow the discipline. Sadhana is like willpower recharge daily. Just like mobile, you have to charge it daily. Not to charge it and keep it for 1 year. And do that in the same manner, we have to charge ourselves. So wisdom shows what to choose. Willpower gives strength to follow the same. Correct, no? Yeah. See, 3 filters, very nice it is. First is scripturally approved. Does it align with Krishna's teachings? And is it long-term benefit or short-term benefit? Is my mentor and guru offering the same guidance? So these 3 things you can check before making any decision. Like I told you about that program for slaughterhouse. It's not approved by scriptures. Correct, no? So that is there itself it gets cleared. You don't do it. And then is it long-term benefit or short-term benefit? Some short-term benefit things gives you instant pleasure, but you suffer in the long term. Correct, no? So one has to think whether I should go for this or not. Like one boy was suffering from obesity. You know obesity? Your body grows in all 4 directions. So he was having breathing problems, trouble and everything. So doctor told him, see, you have to stop eating this pastries and, all kinds of pizza and all this junk food, cookies, bun, bread and all these things you have to give up. And he asked then, what to eat, doctor, then? Doctor said, you have to eat mung sprout. You know mung sprout? In the morning, salads, these things you should eat. So after 2-3 days of eating, he was fed up. He didn't like it. Then again, he went back to bakery items again. And I asked that fellow, hey, you're going back to this again? He said, what to do? Am I a horse to eat all this? Mung sprout and all this salads and everything. So, people want something to titillate their tongue. But if he is again going to go back to that, can he control his weight? Correct, no? So what is pleasurable may not be good for you. No? What is not so pleasurable may be healthy for you. Correct, no? So that is why one has to check these three considerations. Look about the long-term benefit, short-term benefit also. Like for example, you all are staying in a student center together, waking up in the morning and attending the morning program. Sometimes may be considered burdensome. Oh, 2 hours to 3 hours, we have to give time for this. Look at our other boys, they have ample of time to study and everything. Sometimes our minds may trick also. But if you look at their life, you will see those who are not doing the sadhana program in the morning, they will not be able to build their willpower to say no to many things. Look at your other friends. Many are going for cinemas. They are roaming with women. They are also indulging in many other activities. Or they get into dozen clubs, which also strips away a lot of their time. Correct? No? Now you can see that whatever time they would otherwise spend in sinful activities, the same time you are spending for recharging your spiritual batteries. Correct, no? So you are constructively using your time and they are destructively using time. So their time spent is like a flood. Your time spent is like building a dam. So dam is going to be, see, both have energy. Dam has energy. Flood also has energy, but flood has destructive. It has a lot of power, but destructive power. But you are building up your constructive power. So if you're intelligent, Viveka Buddhi you have, you can see that I am benefiting from this. Every morning I get up and do this sadhana. This is like sharpening a pencil or sharpening a saw, isn't it? In the long term, it's going to make you very powerful. Like one of the boys in Pune, he finished his undergrad and then he joined MBA locally in Pune only. He was telling that if I'm in Pune, I can stay with devotees and go to college. Very simple college, average MBA college. And he was looking for a very simple job. So he was called for an interview in Bangalore. There were 5 people for that interview. And 5 were shortlisted after the test and everything. 3 were IIM in that. And he was from a simple college. As soon as these 2 guys saw the other 3 guys, they thought we are gone now. We are not going to get. So these 5 boys sat in a circle. And there was one boss in the company who was going round and round checking how they do the GD. They made one GD. Of course, the IIM MBA boys were super smart in terms of producing some information, rare information across the globe. They were even speaking things from Harvard Business School, research papers and all that they were speaking. This boy was just noting down whatever they were speaking. And he made everyone else speak. Lastly, he spoke. He said, you said this point, you said this, you said this. I like this point, I like that point. Very smart, very nice. And then he said, I have something else to share with all of you. Tell me how you like it. And he presented his point, and all the boys said, very thoughtful. You have given us a very good synthesis of what we all were saying. We all were focusing on one thing, but what you are saying is like all encompassing. So the whole discussion ended. They chose only one candidate, and that one candidate was this boy only. And he couldn't believe. Later on, he asked his boss, I am from an average college. How did you choose me instead of those IIM boys? He said, we were not looking for talent. We were looking for someone who can actually build a team. So we found that you can actually build a team. You are a very good listener. You are very patient. You are very respectful. And one of the boys even taunted this fellow, but he was very tolerant to give a proper explanation. You are not reacting back. So they said, we were just looking for one person like you. We are very happy. So that boy wrote a 3-4 page mail to me saying that, Prabhu, this is all because of my stay in the student center, voice center, that, there we learned we have to respect one another. There is mutual respect, trust, love between the devotees. And you also we are submissive to God, submissive to Guru. And knowledge alone does not matter. Knowledge is important, but that is not everything. Good behavior is also important. And also we train students to do mentoring also. Some of them become mentors, correct? Now, you all had mentors, correct? So mentoring is not a very easy thing. Mentor has to set an example also. And every mentor has 8 or 10 boys under them. They become mentor in 3rd year only. 3rd year, 4th year, they are mentors. And then when they go for a job, Like there was a madam in Marine College in Lonabla. Huh? So that madam saw one of her boys. She asked, "My Lord, you behave like already a man, a manager working in a company." Huh? She called and asked him. Then he told about the device course. She said, you let us institute this device course for the whole college. She was telling. I mean, first year. Huh? Of course, he told her that device is not the only thing. You first do the elementary course, but I stay with a group of devotee students. And she became more interested in ISKCON. What is ISKCON? What are they teaching you? Huh? So that is why you should see the long-term benefit you get by practice of spiritual life. Spiritual life practice also helps you in material life. Correct, no? But one should be able to see the material welfare follows spiritual life like a shadow. Huh? It follows behind. And why we take mentors, gurus, guidance? Because that guidance is very personalized. Each of you have a certain type of personality, and they can tell you, Prabhu, if you out of these 3 jobs you're getting, you take this job, you can stay with devotees, it's good for you. Otherwise, if you go away from devotees, you will suffer. So they'll give you guidance accordingly. Huh? See, weak people wait for the right time. Wise and strong people create the right time. See, correct? No? Because you have the choice, you see. These are the summary, you see. What is wisdom? Yeah, seeing beyond illusion to be able to see the truth. Willpower means saying no to wrong, no to Maya, and yes to Krishna. Okay. Any questions or comments? Yeah, you have the mic. Please give the mic. Yeah. I thought of this topic because you all are very, very young now, and you are going to make many choices in life. So this will give you some direction, help in making right choices. Yeah. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So thank you for this wonderful class.
Thank you.
So I have one question. Recently, I had an experience of hospitalization.
Okay.
So where it was very difficult to get association except the 4 walls.
You were alone. You were alone.
I was alone in that room.
Okay.
And devotees were coming and going, but I was feeling very lonely. And I was seeking more association, like constant association that I'm getting here, but that was very difficult there. And regarding basic devotional services, it was also very difficult to hear the lectures because there was headache, bodily weakness, very difficult to sit also. So in general, so if someone has this kind of issue, like very severe disease, like hospitalized, feeling very alone, and that you talked about that willpower comes from chanting, and in that case, we are not able to chant also properly. So what should be our approach?
One of the things you can easily do is, like I was once taking 21-day treatment, Panchakarma. You have to be in the hospital always, admitted in the hospital, You can hear some devotional music which you like the most. Like I used to practically play all day Vrindavan mellows. You know Vrindavan mellows? Different tunes, or Aindra Prabhus. It will always be going on next to me. Different one. It was like continuous going on in the background. So that's very soothing to hear. And if you keep on hearing it, even after you stop it, still it goes on inside. Correct, no? So that's one thing I would do. And that background Hare Krishna tune, hearing it, that gave that gave a very good soothing thing to my mind. And also, I have a fixed time of the day when I get time slots to read, sit and read Prabhupada books. So there is something called as internal discipline. We have external discipline, we have internal discipline. Like if you're living in the temple, they take attendance for you in the morning. One devotee is standing with the attendance book. Yes, Prabhuji, go into the temple hall. A, he puts, somebody is coming late, he puts absent, correct, no? P or A, he puts like that. That is what discipline it is? External discipline. You have in charge here for VTA? Who is that? Yeah, isn't it? You have, correct, no? So now, because that fellow will be standing with the attendance book, he will come running. People catch dhoti and come running. Some are putting tilak and coming. So, but internal discipline means when you are away from the temple, like what you said. That time, still you sleep early, rise early, get ready. Uh, Similarly, if your mentor is watching your sadhana card, you are not reading regularly, he catches you, and then you start reading. Whereas when you develop internal discipline, you make it like a regular habit. Daily I brush my teeth, daily I take bath, daily I read also. Correct? No? So my suggestion to you, even while being here, you develop internal discipline, instead of just external discipline. Because the external discipline makes you become overly dependent on the managers. Whereas internal discipline, you don't need anybody to chase after you. You because you are never alone in this world. Super soul is always with you. Right now, you will see that even our parents, our friends, our relatives, nobody will come with us at the time of death. Only super soul comes with us. In the graveyard, when they burn the body, when the soul goes to next destination, who is accompanying him? Super soul. So you are never alone. You are always with him. Huh? So you can always remember that I cannot see Krishna, but he's just behind me. Huh? He is escorting me, and he will show his darshan to you, vision of his darshan, when he is convinced that you want to see him. Correct? No? Till then, but he is present always. So one more thing you could do is to connect on Zoom with one of your best friends and do reading together. Correct? No? At a particular time of the day. In Pune also, when we admit some brahmachari in a hospital, we send different brahmacharis in turns to go and meet him. Like they go and meet him half an hour, 1 hour in a day. Other times he manages himself like that. But we all have to develop that internal surrender, that even if you are kept in Andaman Nicobar Islands alone, you know, for for life. Right now, you see our Chinmaya Krishna Prabhu in Bangladesh. He's kept in a jail like this, room alone. He has got bead bag, he has got Prabhupada books. Read and chant, that's all he can do. In one sense, a blessing also, isn't it? You can read, you can hear, you can chant, take prasad, that's all. You cannot meet the devotees, correct, no? That's how he has to practice. And we don't know how many more years he has to do like that, you see. So you were how long like that in that situation?
So for 14 or
14, 15 days. Not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Yeah. But that period gave you some realization now, correct, no? Yeah, the importance of devotees. So you come back now, which is good. But now, while being here, when you deepen your faith in this practice and increase your internal surrender more and more, so that you can survive in future also if you have to go to different places. Correct now? Imagine if you have to go to America, for example. In America, there are universities in far, far remote places full of greenery everywhere. You go to university and come to your room, there is nobody. It's like you will be completely all alone. Some students have to study like that. 2 years, 5 years, whatever. So I think we all have to develop taste in reading, hearing, singing, and have the altar and spending time with the acharyas and Krishna, and see our presence in a spiritual platform. Because spiritual platform, you are never alone. Material platform, you can feel very lonely. Thank you. Here, there's one more question here. Chanda Kandli family has come. Okay. One family has come waiting for me. They can wait, yeah. They will wait. That's no problem. Yes?
Radheshyam Prabhuji, thank you so much for this beautiful class. I really am reflecting on the part where you mentioned about Shreyas and prayers. That's somewhere we tackle every day. One question I'd like to ask Prabhu, we're trying to do our sadhana every day and then we're trying to make it. Sometimes it feels that it's becoming robotic. How do we bring back and then that extra dose?
Yeah, correct. And when we repeat the rituals every day, externally, when we do it externally, it can become a routine. In order for us to relish the morning program, there are many steps for that. The first step is first read the meaning of all the prayers, understand them deeply, like Samsara Davanala and all those prayers, not some prayers. Like, for example, on Tulasi itself, Amarendra Prabhu has spoken many lectures on Tulasi alone. Probably 5 or 10 lectures he has spoken like that. There are 3 books, I think, bulky books are written about Tulsi. So about each Narasimha Lila, if you read the whole 7th canto 1 to 10 chapters, you read those chapters, you will see that you will develop a great understanding and attraction for Lord Narasimha. I spoke also 7th canto, full chapter 1 to 10. When I finished those 10 chapters, I felt, so much relish in the relationship between Prahlad and Narasimha. So in the same manner, studying about, Prabhupada's Nilamrita, 7 volume edition, then we develop respect for the founder Acharya. Similar about your spiritual master. You develop a broad, deep understanding. So you have to develop that background bhava for Guru, for Prabhupada, for Tulsi, for Narasimha, like that each of these personalities, and Panchatattva also. Panchatattva understanding comes through, Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. So the more your extent of knowledge, to begin with, knowledge and understanding, initially it is knowledge, but eventually you develop some bhava, seeing devotees who are faithfully practicing Krishna consciousness. So when you develop that, then the aratis and all will become very meaningful. I have, in the last 3 decades of my practice, I have seen over the years, initially I remember, we were focusing on the way we are dancing and the way we are going forward, backward, singing the tune with which we are singing, versus, understanding whom am I addressing now and what is the glory of their personality, and what benefits I received from their personality and how grateful I should feel. So when these things come, then it's a morning program is a very powerful, power-packed succession of spiritual aratis and japa and class that you can cleanse the soul very powerfully by awakening the devotion. So I would say that it, like we say, Rome was not built in a day. In the same manner, these things you have to, by reading, hearing, developing your understanding of these personalities. A Panchatattva, but you ask yourself how much you have heard about them. Ranath Maharaj has spoken about each of those personalities elaborately. Gadadhar Pandit, Nityananda Prabhu. So if I know the personality, my affection will be far more than when I just do the ritualistic singing. Correct? Now, most of the students, they know Gaur Nitaya are merciful. Maybe they have heard a little bit on the Gaur Purnima time. They heard. But when you read Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will cry tears seeing Lord Nityananda's behavior. How merciful he is. So, and another thing is the Vaishnava songs also. The Vaishnava songs will bring us that bhava, proper bhava. So our movement is Antarashtriya Krishna. It doesn't say Antarashtriya Krishna ritualistic song. It is Bhavanamrit song. So there is spirit plus ritual is spiritual. If you bring only ritual, it's like I'm asking, Prabhu, can you please get me a Bisleri bottle? Somebody comes and gives me a Bisleri bottle, empty bottle he gives. Prabhuji, I wanted water. He said, Prabhuji, you only asked for Bisleri bottle. I brought it. So the Bisleri bottle is ritual and the water is spirit. That is like substance. So when you bring the substance, then only ritual has sense, correct? No? So your question is relevant to all of us. It's every devotee has to go through that. But it's in our interest that we go deep in the understanding of the meaning and the personality and everything. Otherwise, ritual will be very painful. It will be very boring also. We won't be able to do it for a long time. After some time, you'll get tired. But once the spirit is awakened, you can go for eternity. Thank you. Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm grateful for the class. Prabhuji, my question is regarding the verses, 2 verses.
Our IIT devotees are getting late, is it? I said, you have time now? Okay. Yes,
so it is regarding the verse 3.35 and 18.47. So it is repeated twice, Shreyan Swadharma Viguna Paradam. So it is regarding our psychophysical nature.
Correct.
And Prabhupada in the purport also mentions that one should engage accordingly, is Brahman, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra. And he also mentioned that once you transcend, then under the
then
guidance
you can change also, yeah.
Under the guidance. But given this physical, at this point of in the spiritual journey we are in, I'm not at that stage. So how do we identify those? Because generally
there is one Paravidya Institute. I'll just show you. These fellows have a very scientific method. I'll just check it.
Yes, I have it actually.
You have it?
Yeah.
You know Paravidya? His
There's
name
a-
is our Prem Vikas.
Yeah.
Prabhu. You have it?
Yes.
Oh, he can help you. You already met him?
No, in the RVCJ group, he had shared that.
Correct. So you write to him, and then he will conduct some kind of 2 hours, 3 hours test they conduct. And then they tell you what will be easy, what will easily come for you, and what will be difficult for you, which professions you can take. They can give direction for that. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I have one question, like how to develop, like you said, the definition, like character is something which, when we are alone, what we are doing.
Correct.
So sometimes, like I feel like I should go away from this path. I should live alone, and like, so how to overcome that?
Oh, that is due to our old tendencies. Correct, no? Like sometimes we feel Krishna consciousness is very troublesome, There are a lot of restrictions, Just be carefree, or so many boys are enjoying life. You also enjoy. I like that mind may say that's because, you are still young, and the old impressions of leading a carefree life may be there with us, But one should know that, like, for example, child likes to play or child likes to go to school. What do you think? Yeah. So most of the, like in Pune, I asked a group of children, how many days the school should give you holiday? They said all 7 days. you know? So we just want to enjoy life. Our mind, there is no end to that. You can just go on, enjoy everything and relax down, diluted down. But we are trying to become responsible in human life, correct, no? For a higher cause, for a higher purpose. And if you read the books, if you hear the lectures, over a period of time, you'll understand that if we don't do this path, Krishna conscious path, we will seriously miss out. And like whether there's one verse I will show you in the Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada talks about choice and destiny. I'll have you repeat it. Shariram yadavapnoti yachapyutkramatishvaraha vihitvaitani samyati vayurgandhani vashayat. Read the translation. Read it.
The living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another.
Yeah, like one conception you told just now. Just eat, drink, and be merry. That's one conception. Another conception is take to spiritual life seriously and purify heart and go back to God. That's another conception. So the conception means tamaguna, rajaguna, sataguna conceptions. Like say you are walking in the road, there's a first floor, second floor, third floor, 3 buildings are there. 3 stories are there, 3 stories. So in the first floor you find there is a permit room, beer bar, cabaret dance going on. People are drinking, smoking, dim light and all that. Second floor you see there is a gym, there is a beauty parlor, there are people in treadmill, shaping their body and everything. In the third floor you find there is a yoga studio and there is ISKCON temple, where there is kirtan going on and people are doing pranayama and everything. So the choice of a boy, whether he'll go in first floor, second floor, third floor, will depend on the gunas. If in tamaguna, he'll go to first floor. Rajoguna, second floor. Satoguna, third floor. Correct, no? So that's what he's saying. We all carry our conception. Yeah, go ahead.
As the air carries aromas, thus he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another.
Purport is very important. Short purport is very important, right? Now?
Here, the living entity is described as Ishwar, the controller of his own body. If he likes, he can change his body to a higher grade, and if he likes, he can move to a lower class.
Yeah. So we are not Parameshwar, but we are also Ishwar. We are a controller of our own destiny. Like Prabhupada saw in Hawaii, one boy from morning 6 to afternoon 1 o'clock, he was playing in water, surfing. So Prabhupada said, because this fellow is too fond of playing in water, he's preparing the body of a dolphin. Isn't it? He doesn't need a human body because human body is wasting it. He likes water more. So nature thinks that, I think this fellow delights more in water. Just give him body of a dolphin, correct? No? So in this way, he is degrading his human body to a dolphin body. On the other hand, somebody can be in a human body like an angel, live a pure life, clean life, like you all are reading now. Then you get a spiritual body and promoted to spiritual world. Or you get a demigod body and go to heavenly planets, correct? No? Yeah. Go ahead.
Minute independence is there. The change his body undergoes depends upon him. At the time of death, the consciousness he has created will carry him on to the next type of body. If he has made his consciousness like that of a cat or dog, he is sure to change to a cat's or dog's body. And if he has fixed his consciousness on godly qualities, he will change into the form of a demigod. And if he is in Krishna consciousness, he will be transferred to Krishna Lok
In the spiritual world,
in
second
the
line.
spiritual
Yeah.
world and will associate with Krishna. It is a false claim that after the annihilation of this body, everything is finished. The individual soul is transmigrating from one body to another, and his present body and present activities are the background of his next body. One gets a different body according to karma, and he has to quit this body in due course. It is stated here that the subtle body, which carries course, it is stated carries the conception of the next body, develops another body in the next life. This process of transmigrating from one body to another and struggling while in the body is called karsati or struggle for existence.
Yeah. Say, for example, anything you do in this world, say you're going in a car in the road, you see a beautiful bungalow, colorful bungalow, you like it. You take your smartphone and you take one snapshot. Huh? You just put it in front of you in the office. You keep watching it. Someday I feel I will have enough money to make a bungalow like this. Huh? Say after 10 years, you have enough money now. So then you make a blueprint, correct? No? Then you get an engineer to construct the house actually. That means you had an idea, then blueprint, then the house. Similarly, right now you all have one type of body for executing the desires you possessed in the previous lives. Therefore, this body is given to you. And then this is your current body, and this is the end of this current body. At this end of the current body, whatever desires you have in your mind, that will be carried, but the gross body will lie down in the ground and it will be burnt to ashes. But the soul covered by subtle body, mind, that will come out, and those desires are going to take you to the next body where it can give shape to those desires. It's clear, no? Like, for example, a tiger, Prabhupada says, can pounce on a deer and tear it and eat it. Huh? Can a human being pounce on a deer? We can only pounce on a carrot or a cucumber, huh? Isn't it? So then the nature says, oh, you want to eat flesh. Why do you try to work hard cooking it in the kitchen? We will give you a strong body like a tiger so you can pounce on it and directly eat it. Correct? No? So in this way, the mental conceptions transform into a tangible existence in the form of a body. It's clear to everybody? So your mind can be compared to a USB stick. Huh? Say, for example, if I have a USB stick, I put it here, my computer program opens. Say I have 100 bugs in it. Huh? So I remove 20 bugs today. So tomorrow again, when I put the USB stick, I will start from 21st bug. Only 80 bugs will be remaining. I finish 30 more. Huh? Then third time I am putting it, I will have only 50 bugs left. When all 50 bugs are finished, then the program runs very smoothly. Similarly, the soul covered by the mind has many bugs. The bugs are like lust, anger, greed, and all that. Huh? So as they get cleared and become purified, love for God is awakened. Then you go back to Godhead. Is that clear to everybody? And the USB stick can be put only in a computer machine, not in a milling machine or a drilling machine or in a car. Huh? You can put it there, but you can't do anything with it. Similarly, the human body is like the computer. Huh? And buffalo body is like a tractor. Huh? Or like different bodies are like different machines. Huh? But human machine is the only machine in which you can debug the program in your subtle body. Huh? And the debugging, right now all of you are already understanding the knowledge of what are the bugs and how to debug it. This is only possible in human body. The combination of the subtle body and the human body and the soul, this is extremely rare. Because all other bodies, one devotee was giving a nice example. There is a wall and there is a fire inside and you want to get out of the wall. You find there are 8.4 million doors are there. Huh? So every door you go, it's closed. And you are also blindfolded. You touch the door, it's closed. Then you go to the next door, it is closed. That means the jiva cannot get out of this by birth and death in most of the living forms. But when it comes to the human bodily door, the door is open, but that time he gets itching. He's scratching and going to the next door. So the itching is compared to sexual attraction, correct? No? So in the human life, we lose the opportunity, then it will not come very easily. It's going to take. These are little subtle knowledge. If you understand this, how the soul is surrounded by the subtle body carries the impressions, good karma vasanas or impure karma vasanas it carries, like wind carrying sugandha or durgan, like that it carries. Is that clear? So now, for example, say one boy has a paradigm. He is a Durgan. What is a Durgan? He just eat, drink, and be merry. Many students feel like that. But all of you are now getting chance to substitute that Durgan by Sugan, Vasanas. Correct, no? Which is, we are not the enjoyer. Lord is the enjoyer. Let us lead a pure life, not an unclean life. Let us not degrade to hell. Let us return back to Godhead. So you're getting some pure vibrations to substitute your impure vibrations. So you have the choice to accept it or not accept it. You understand, no? Ultimately, that's why I spoke about the choice. It is your life, it is your future that you have to carve very nicely. But Krishna consciousness doesn't tell you that you have to give up all enjoyment. What about prasadam? Is prasadam not enjoyment? What do you think? You eat clean. When I travel in America, people cook only on Sundays. You know that? All other days they take out from the fridge and they put it in a microwave oven. And basi food. That's what people are eating. But in ISKCON we eat 3 times hot prasad. Cooked, offered to Krishna and we take. So is your eating not very great? Similarly, outsiders, they dance in marriages for Bharat and all that. They dance. You have seen that? Tanka takra. You have seen that? So they are dancing for some bridegroom. But we are dancing for Krishna. Is it not superior? Think about that. Similarly, many of the outside people, they keep awake till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. They really spoil their body. Melatonin levels go very up at 12 o'clock. They can't get sleep also. But we sleep early, rise early, correct, no? We keep the body healthy. Many people are suffering from depression. They're eating sleeping pills or tranquilizers and all those things. But you can see, far from being depressed, we have so much emotional support, devotees guidance, mentoring. So if anybody looks back to what is Krishna consciousness, actually I would say that Krishna consciousness also, materially also makes you flourish, not only spiritually. See, material means what? Body, mind, correct, no? You go back and make a calculation about how body and mind are also, taken very good care in Krishna consciousness. Correct, no? Then we can appreciate. Even to be materially happy, you should have some spiritual knowledge. Because most fellows don't know how to take care of body and mind also. What is because of the soul? Yeah. You are not deprived of anything. Somebody asked me, Prabhu, you left everything and joined ISKCON. Are you not missing? I said, yes, I'm missing one thing very much. I said, what is it? Suffering, I told him. That's the only thing I'm missing. Everything else is ecstatic here. Srila Prabhupada ki, Dr. Vrinda ki. Yeah. Yeah, there is a people waiting now. Yeah.
Prabhuji, there are days when in the morning waking up, I feel very much connected to the Lord, very much connection with the deities, and it starts with so much emotion and enthusiasm.
Correct.
But there are days when I feel very much, very low energy, and
The
the
daytime?
morning. No, during the morning program itself, the chanting.
That is because of late night. You must have slept at 11 o'clock that day.
Maybe because of the job and all, but this happens very often, like 2 days, 3 days, it goes very well, and then suddenly a drop is there. So I was reading an article from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Guru Maharaj. He says that till the time we do not cross over the
Nishta.
anartha stage,
Correct.
all the emotions that we'll feel, either it is a mundane emotion or it is a reflection of the spiritual emotion, but it is not the spiritual emotion. But there are also when we feel the connection with the Lord, it seems like it is very true. It is coming from the bottom of the heart.
semblance of spiritual emotion, you will feel it is as good as spiritual emotion.
Yes.
Like, we used to come from IIT here during this Hare Krishna, Maharaj would be singing, going forward, backward. We would be moved to tears practically. Such a beautiful kirtan Maharaj would do. When a pure devotee like Maharaj is singing, the waves of devotion that comes from his heart comes and attacks us. Therefore, we also get tears sometimes. But we also sometimes equally become moved by sense gratification also. That's why we are not yet pure. When we cross that another stage, then we are. I can give this? Yeah. So, one thing is, even if whether you feel emotion or not, we continue doing these activities. We should do it as a duty, as a seva, we should do. Correct, no? This thing.